What's up, guys? Your boys are back. I'm Ryan, my man, George.
Yeah, what's up, guys? How you living out there? Shout out to the free thinkers, of course. Shout out to everybody out there rocking with the channel.
As always, man, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Make sure it's set to all that kind of good stuff. Artists, guys, if you want us to do a reaction to your song, make sure you check out the link in the description. We can get you hooked up on that. Or we can place you in front of one of our up-and-coming videos. We do 60 seconds of your song. Either way, man, make sure you check that out. All right, guys, so we're getting back to Chance the Rapper, man. You know what I mean? He got a new project out, man, called Starline. It's the name of the album, man. And then the name of the song is No More Old Men.
Featuring Jamila Woods. You know what I mean? So shout out to Jamila Woods. People are a little low on Chance right now. Because, you know, he had the, what was it, A Big Day? Actually, The Big Day. That was the last album he dropped in 2019. And that was... It just did not receive a lot of good critical acclaim. A lot of people, critical and or just in general, the hip hop just did not like that album. So people are probably a little down on Chance and, you know, not as into him. So I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of a pass. But he's, you know, the coloring book, acid rap, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that, dude. During the blog era, he had a really nice, like, major buzz, dude. He had a huge contract or something like that. So he was a big deal for a while. Like, I don't want no problems with me. Yeah. Remember that shit? And now people are down on him. So I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of a pass on the lack of requests. But let's get to it though, man. So we're doing Chance the Rapper, No Old Man, featuring Jamila Woods. Let's get into it.
I was in need. I was in need. I remember a long time ago. I remember a long time ago.
The name Jamila?
It is. This is Ryan Douglas.
Oh, okay. But she had a deep voice, but it's Ryan. I'll let y'all in on something, you know. I was just like, damn, I thought Jamila Woods was a woman. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, the dude that started the song off singing, the person that started the song off singing sounded like a male to me. And then Ryan was like, no, this is a dude named Ryan Douglas. So I was like, unless Jamila had a deep ass voice, I don't know anyway. So shout out to Ryan Douglas, apparently, that's singing. Yeah. So
it's a producer. Oh, he's a producer.
Okay, producing and okay, but that's part of producing as well. You add your little flair to it. Your little okay. Shout out to Ryan Douglas.
Yeah, dude.
They say shy don't dance no more, and the little kids don't got a chance no more. They ain't even trying to free the old man no more. One day it won't be no old man no more. Mr. Darden used to take the bus over from Halstead. Mr. Harper used to be so exhausted. The barbershop bustling, bootleg lacrosse fits. Forget the DVDs, they trying to get that golf drip. Freckles bifocals and Kango hats. Spinning stories about blocks that they can't go back. Singing songs about the women that they can't hold back. They used to rub them on their hair that they can't grow back. Clippers buzzing, crying grandbaby boy cousin. The first cut, little man, quit all that fussing. God the Father may love ya, the world doesn't. That's how I learned to put my dukes up and play the dozens. Lessons in the strategies of love and war. Chessboards and King magazines galore. It's a lot less love than it was before. It's a lot less old man than it was before.
I said we gon' live till our head turn white. No law can find our name. And when we run, no one's chasing us. Street lights on, the kids all come back.
A better time. That's what this reminds me of, man, is a better time. I don't know if you guys can hear me over the music, man. Because when let's go back up to how he started this, man. The Ryan Douglas sample, right? When I was in need, I remember a long time ago, and then it kind of went into Chance's part of the song. He was like, man, they say shy don't dance no more. And I'm gonna stop there for a minute, man. Being from Chicago, man, that was like a big part of our culture,
right?
Man. Not only stepping, but even when I'm kind of dating myself, man. When I was a little kid, breakdancing was a big thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think breaking actually started in New York, I believe. But, you know, Chicago, we was always trying to chase the New York vibe, you know what I mean? And try to make our own type of style to it. You know what I'm saying? And that was just a big part of my growing up, man. And my
house too, right? House
music
and all that.
Yep.
Dancing with house and all that was a big part of Chicago.
Which house originated in Chicago. But again, it was all derived from breaking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To make it our own. That was like, Chicago's always, like I said, we growing up in Chicago, man, it was always like trying to chase New York to show them that we are our own. We can stand on our own too. You know what I'm saying? But it was always like,
Might be
okay,
a little bit of inspiration, but we can make our shit. Yeah.
right. We take a little bit of this and then be like, okay, we're gonna switch this up and make it like us, like home and shit. But getting back to this, man, I just feel like he's talking about a better time, man. You know what I'm saying? Talking about barbershops and talking about old dudes talking about what they used to do, but they can't go back to these blocks because it's just not as safe as it used to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It used to be, you could kind of hang out and chill and stuff like that. Now it's, these blocks are like murder central and shit. You know what I mean?
And old men, because all these motherfuckers is getting murdered.
Exactly.
People aren't turning into old men. You
That's
know what I'm
true.
saying? But when he said that,
That's true.
they don't make it to being old, unfortunately.
Which is sad.
But when he says the Shy don't dance no more, the first thing that came to mind, and it was funny because Fat Joe made the song Lean Back. My dudes don't dance, they just pull up their pants and they lean back.
Away.
And obviously Lean Back was a dance, right? But like, it reminded me of the shift, right? That wasn't the moment the shift happened, but he was sort of reporting the shift when he said that, right? Because before that, I think everywhere people used to dance in clubs, like everywhere. People used to dance with clubs, and and you think of house party. That really was a thing.
That's true.
Not so much for me. I danced, but I didn't do all that. But I did dance. But that was motherfuckers used to make up dances and like, yo, when we get to this party, we gonna do this and do that, and we gonna battle motherfuckers and shit like that. And then Fat Joe making that song, we don't do all that. We lean back. That was because that's reporting what that shift was over the last X amount of years. It got to the point where dudes would just be posted on the wall, ice grilling people like, nah, I ain't doing that corny. It got corny. It got the love and the fun kind of just sort of dissipated, right? So when he says they say Shy don't dance no more, I'm thinking of like how menacing the club scene became. The club was about having a good time. Then the club became a fucking war zone, right? The kids don't dance no more. They worried about ops. You're not worried about getting pussy. You're worried about the ops and this and that. You worried about everything but women in the club. So I think that's what that line made me think of. It's like the kids don't dance no more. We ain't dancing. We not having fun.
Yep.
Right. The little kids don't got a chance no more. Right.
Yep.
They ain't even trying to free the old man no more. One day there won't be no old man no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
One day, we don't have, and then when there's no old men,
there's no wisdom.
There's no wisdom to pass down to the youth, right? So I think that's the journey.
Love it. And then just a couple lines I'm gonna speed through real quick when he said Clippers buzzins, crying, grandbabies, boy cousins, first cut, little man, stop, quit all that fussing. That right there is just symbolic of like when you see, I'm sure you could, in your own life, George, you remember people getting their first cut, and it's foreign to you, right? As a baby, you're like, oh nah, it hurts, and even though it doesn't hurt, it's just loud and it's foreign. So you're like, and people are like, man, stop all that, stop all that crying, stop all that fussing.
Right there.
What's that?
Rite of passage.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So chessboards, King magazines galore. It's just all these things are just reminiscent of a time, right, when it was not perfect. You know what I mean? We always had crime and always had issues, especially in these impoverished communities, but it wasn't like as bad. Like Jesus, it's just we're losing all the recipes, so to speak. You know what I mean? How recipes are passed down from generation to generation. It's not the good recipes aren't being passed down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got the recipe for disaster.
That's what's being passed down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, to your point, Ryan, the forget the DVDs, they trying to get that golf trip. Then he says freckles, bifocals, Kango fits, spinning stories about blocks that they can't go back, singing songs about the women that they can't hold back. Yeah. The detail in that writing, I want to highlight how well that was written. Freckles, bifocals, Kango hats. If you come from that, Eric Kango, he's the same thing. Samuel L. Jackson, he's the ultimate sort of. That's how old black men would wear Kango hats and fits and linens and all that other shit and chancletas and Jesus sandals and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? The sandals they use to barbecue with, right? Yeah. When you say we're losing culture, facets of culture, and we're losing sort of that transient sort of period of men, getting to certain ages, we're also losing all that comes with that, all the wisdom, all the knowledge. All of the experiences. Young people aren't even experiencing the same thing, right? So really, really dope writing. I think the chorus sounds really good.
Yep, me too.
Chance's voice could be a little grating for me, but I actually think that he sounds tolerable. He's not trying to sing too much and doing some of that shit that you don't want no problem, all that shit that I don't like about Chance. He's just rapping normally his normal voice. I'm digging it, man.
Yeah, man.
And when we run, no one's chasing us. Street lights
love the chorus. I'm stopping the chorus, but when she says, you know, I say we're gonna live till our hair turn white. You know, we're gonna live a long, hopefully fruitful life.
Yeah.
No law can find our names.
Meaning we didn't go to jail.
And we run and no one's chasing us. You know, street lights on and all the kids come back home, right? Like, that's how it used to be. It wasn't sort of this war zone, right? You know what I'm saying? Like the war zone, not just between like people within neighborhoods and gangs, but with the police, right? Like, it just seems like the love in the world is just sort of changed, right? Some sort of shift is happening. But I love just the picture she painted. She took us back to a time where, you know, I remember my mom saying, yo, dog, you know, she would lock the door so we couldn't come back in the house. Yeah, go play. I couldn't imagine now, you know what I mean, kids being, you know, not being able to have your kid come home now and just leaving them out to the world to just go adventure. And it's just a different time now.
That's so true.
You know, but your mom used to be like, lock the door, go play.
But
Don't
you
come
better be back home
before the street lights come on. You know what I'm saying? So
better
it's
be.
different time, right? You know, so I just love how she
I
wrote
still
that.
say that to this day. Like when people want me to go out and hang out and shit, I'm like, dude, man, the street lights is on, man. I'm in the crib, man.
Exactly. Yep. Ain't nothing out past, you know, a certain time but the devil, they say.
Yeah. That's some old shit, man.
All right.
Shy don't dance no more, and the kids don't even got a chance no more. They ain't even trying to free the old man no more. Pretty soon it won't be no old man no more. I danced with my father Luther Vandross. We played catch so much I turned to Randy Moss. I had uncles all up and down 79th with his boys betting on Floyd every fight. Cold beers and cigar smoke, pellicos, card decks, and some harsh jokes. Jacks when they cars broke, sleep in separate rooms for years when they hearts broke. So at least somebody there if they start stroke. I used to play Street Fighter with my play cousin. Now the streets are how you playing with your real cousin. They said the world didn't love me and it still doesn't. I guess that real old love wasn't real, was it? The president's passed, the future is sick. The culture gave us cut out life-size funeral pics. Where's your instincts, nigga? Act like you forgot. It's the 4 black commandments, man, you know how we rock. It goes 1, watch your health, that's your wealth. 2, watch your brother, that's yourself. 3, watch your home, that's your door. 4, if they want it, we go to war. In the distant future, the twilight of our lives contains all the laughs and highlights of our lives. The knowledge that can help a young man go forth for the day you don't see these old men no more.
I say we gon' live till our head turn white.
Till our head turn white.
Can't find our name.
Can't find our name.
And when we run, no one's chasing us. Streetlights on, the kids always come back on and on and on and on. I know we go. On and on and on and on. I know we go. On and on and on and on. I know we go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
On and on and on and on. I know we go. On and on and on and on. I know we go.
Till our head turn white.
On and on and on. I know we go.
Can't find our name. Kids always come home.
I say we gon' live till our head turn white. No law can find our names. And when we run, no one's chasing us. Streetlights on, the kids all come back on and on and on and on. I know we go on and on and on and on. I know we go on and on and on and on. I know we go
Yeah, dude, that was a really well composed song, man.
It was, man.
Like let's acknowledge the writing in that. I thought the chorus sounded really good. Shout out to Jamila Woods, and I loved you know, how my man Ryan, I guess is Rhyan, trying to be fancy, Ryan. Is what you say. You know, Ryan. It could be Ryan. Ryan. I don't know, but I'm gonna go with Ryan. Ryan sounded really good on the intro and the song. Chance rapped very, very well. I thought his writing was so cohesive, and he really just, I think he made his point. You know what I mean? In a way that I felt was still exhibiting artistry, but just wasn't so abstract to the point where you just were like confused about anything. I thought the writing was excellent.
Man, I don't have much to add to that, man. I just want to really talk about the vision, you know what I mean, of what he's trying to portray here about, you know, the lack of old men, or maybe, you know,
Mentors.
yeah, you know, the wisdom and all that kind of
yeah.
stuff, and just the good things that you would pass down to, you know, let's just take it out of the black culture for a minute. As you procreate and have children, you would want to pass down the good things about you, not the bad things, right? You know what I'm saying? So I think that that's kind of in a nutshell what he's doing here, man. And when he said in the second verse, I danced with my father, Luther Vandross, but he said it Vandross, I think he said, to make it rhyme with Randy Moss later. You know, I play catch so much, I turned into Randy Moss. But he's talking about Luther Vandross, and Luther Vandross made a song called Dance with My Father, which is a beautiful song. If you haven't heard it, go back and listen to it. But the point I want to make by that line, about him saying that, is I think if you want to talk about an example of why culture is being lost in the black community, I think you can look to R&B. No one listens to R&B anymore. I think R&B had so much of black culture in it, in the lyricism and just how it sounded, and it was a lot of our sorrows and pain. George and I have talked about this off camera a lot, but I really think that is a really good example of maybe not the reason why culture is lost, but I think R&B really gave black people a foundation of just where you come from. You know, because R&B, from the Temptations to, you know, the Whispers to just, and then going into the Luther Vandross to, you know, I mean, to a person that's in jail right now that made a lot of R&B music, which we're not going to talk about, but you know who I'm talking about, from Chicago. I just think that was really home for us.
Yep.
You know what I mean? A lot of people could identify with that. Even if you was a street dude, you still fucked with R&B, man.
People don't even know that a lot of street dudes went to church.
Yeah, that's true.
Because the old people in the community, like, they had grandmas and shit that made them go to church, and then they would go run the streets Monday or some shit. Like it's funny to me. Yeah, this to me, I think what Chance brought home really well is that when you lose what I consider like a pillar of a community, when you lose like it's almost like when in my family my grandmother passed away, God rest her soul. When she left us, it just seemed like everything kind of fell apart with my family in terms of communication. She was like that glue, that nucleus, right? And I feel like he's saying the old people in the community, they're the nucleus. You know, they're the ones that pass down this knowledge and keep the community sort of complete, right? And connected. When we don't have old people anymore, look what happens to the community, right? Things fall apart. Young kids have no guidance. They turn to the streets. It gets violent. You can't even fuck the street lights. You got to get home, like, even in the daytime, you need to be home, like right after school. There is no playing outside anymore in the daytime, right? So there's a loss of structure. There's a loss of wisdom. There's a loss of art. There's a loss of community. You know what I'm saying? When those people are gone. I will say also that we understand no old men no more. I mean, we could talk about why that is, right? We could say, oh, okay, you know, kids are dying and this and that. Also, people don't want to have kids anymore as well. Like, a lot of people aren't having kids.
That's true, yeah.
The idea of family, the family unit, the structure of a family unit, and the importance of a family unit to a community. I mean, I just feel like that's the foundation for civilization, right? Families create communities, communities create cities, cities create, right? So if the foundation of the family's broken, society's broken, right? So I just feel like people aren't having kids because they're not making it to a certain age to have kids, to develop into good husbands and good wives, right? So all of this, you know, I think that's Chance is using no old men for describing the sort of disintegration of community. I think is the point of the song. You know what I'm saying? And he had said something about the Black Commandments, right? It goes 1, watch your health, that's your wealth. 2, watch your brother, that's yourself. 3, watch your home, that's your door. 4, if they want it, we go to war. And all of this has been lost, right? These commandments, these sort of rules that we, you know, live by, that were typically passed down from old men to young men, are gone, right? The recipes are gone. That to me I thought was very powerful, and I think it brought his point home, because the dynamics of the song changed, the violins and all that, you know, the artsy shit started coming in to really come to that sort of conclusion. So I thought if we are grading a song, this is one of those situations where I'm like, if I'm grading a song and I'm like, was the writing good? You know what I mean? Was the production well composed? Was how was the chorus? Is the chorus game good? Was he flowing? Was the flow on point with the beat? I think he technically checks All the boxes, man. I think it's a very well composed song. I don't know if it's a song that I can see myself going back to again. I think it's just one of those things where I got the message. I thought I appreciated what he did. And I think Ryan had said something when we were listening to this. Ryan had said in like a play-like format, like in a play or maybe even seeing it live, it would be very impactful, but I don't know if I would want to listen to it again. I don't know if it just has the groove or enough in it. But I still, again, want to just say that I appreciate what he did here, man. And I just think I'm curious to see what the album sounds like. I thought this was great for Chance. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even hear A Big Day, the last album. I just never got around to it, but I didn't hear good things about it from people. But I don't trust motherfuckers anyway. You know what I'm saying? People say shit is bad and I think it's great, and people say shit is great and I think it's horrible. So I'm still going to listen to that album. But yeah, man, give us some feedback on Starline. How's it sounding, man? I'll be curious to see, what other stuff, what other reactions or suggestions you guys have. And shout out to Chance, man.
Yeah, man.
That's the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed that, please hit the like button. If you have subscribed, please subscribe. I'm George. That's Ryan. Las Vegas.
We out.